Welcome to the Fated Friends podcast, a podcast of two mom friends who have a shared love of romance fantasy novels, share thoughts on motherhood, life. Tonight we are talking about the first installment of the Crescent City series, House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J Maas.
Oh, Crescent City. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy to have a new Sarah J Maas series.
Yes.
So exciting. I picked this up a little while ago. I think probably like right after I finished Silver Flames. I was like, okay, let's go Crescent City. And I put it down immediately.
It's like, dense.
What is this?
Yeah. She hits the ground running with this one.
Yeah. There was just too much. Like I had no idea. After we finished our episode for
When the
Moon Hatched. I was like, all right, I'm ready to do this.
Yeah.
And then I just couldn't put it down. It was the kind of book where I like wanted to like read on my lunch break.
Yes.
Every night. I was like, okay, good night, Dave. Like I'm gonna go to bed at 7:30
and read my book.
Yes. Exactly.
Yes.
He was like, oh yeah, like what's this one about? He hasn't obviously read any of these, but he's willing to have a conversation. Okay, so there's lots of different, it's contemporary, there's like fairies and vampires and
angels.
Everyone has guns and it's like a war. And he was like, how is this not Marvel? Like, this is Marvel. Why don't you like the Marvel movies if like this is what you're reading?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like Marvel is so surface level.
Yes.
Like I'm getting into like the female psyche.
I was going to say, there's no relationship in Marvel.
No, I mean there is, but no true love. Like,
exactly.
Yeah,
like, there's no
deep.
romance. Like Pepper Potts and Tony Stark. That's not
like calm down.
A love story that does not make. Like Bryce and Hunt and their slow burn, which I know you like. Yeah, it's different.
Yeah. So I mean, I loved it. It's so different than what I would normally read.
Yes.
I mean, I couldn't stop. Like,
right.
I thought it was so good, and I had to know what happened.
Yes.
I mean, I thought you just did such a good job making it like a murder mystery.
Yes. It's very, because of its contemporary nature for me, I felt like I was reading what could very easily become like a TV series.
Absolutely.
It gave me the vibe. Did you ever watch the show, the Jessica Alba show, like in the early 2000s?
Dark Angel?
Yes.
It
gave me that feeling.
I didn't even think about that.
And I was like, yes, I can see this. Like, I can see it happening, and like the bright, shiny lights of the city and the grittiness of like literally being in that party girl mindset of that Bryce is.
I could just like feel that first scene where she's, it's like when Danika, R.I.P. But she's like partying and like so messed up and running out with her friends, like texting random things, like making out with random guys. I was like, oh, I can like feel this,
right? Because it's like more human in the fact that like, oh yeah, I have also been like a dumb early 20 something, like just bopping around and like being wild.
So wild, like it's the night you regret.
Exactly. Clear the biggest night that she regrets of her life. Yeah. And so different in contrast to the high fantasy world of like Feyre or Aelin, where you're like, okay, flagstone wall,
my gowns,
flooring and goblets and firelight and all that, just like unrelatable, much more imaginary for us because it's just not how we live. I thought it was an amazing book, too. I thought in typical Sarah J Maas fashion, like you kind of get through the first 30% and then you cannot put it down. The dynamics of all of the different relationships, especially like, of course, Bryce and Hunt, but Hunt and his triari, aura that Micah has. Is it Micah?
I think it's, Micah.
Yeah. Jessica and her mystery.
Oh, I love her.
I love Lehaba and like how, like I feel like Sarah J Maas's humor comes out a little bit more. Like she's actually a very funny person, but like because her setting is more contemporary, her sense of humor is more easily shown off.
Yeah, I thought it was very funny.
Yeah, like the Fangs and Bangs show that Lehaba watches. Like, it's just silly and Yeah,
and then there were so many contemporary things that I liked. Even I thought I wouldn't like it. Like I thought I like wanted to be all in the gowns and goblets of it all.
Yeah.
Like the fact that she's wearing her like leggings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, going
her
on like
stilettos.
Exactly. Yeah. Or when they start to fall in love and kind of a signifier of that is they take pictures of each other.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, when you are really happy, you're taking pictures.
Right.
That is such a note. Yeah.
Right. Oh, she masterfully, I feel like Sarah J Maas like planted that, and it just I didn't realize what she was going to make of it by the end.
Mm-hmm. It was perfect.
It was so good. I've heard a lot of people say because they haven't enjoyed, for whatever personal reasons, the second and third book as much that they felt like it could be a standalone. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it could be a standalone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like they just walk off into the sunset happy.
I mean, there's if we rush to the end of this, I don't know. There's some threatening things that happen because now they're extremely powerful.
Yes.
Yeah. So
that's what allows us to continue, but
it definitely leaves room. But yeah, if she wanted to make it a standalone, I think she could. I do think it would be a fantastic movie.
Yeah. Or like an HBO series or something.
Yeah, you would have to do it as a series because how do you fit this all into it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the characters were so alive.
Yeah.
To talk about Jessica, I loved her job. I thought that was such a cool, and I thought Sarah J Maas really encapsulated or the 20-something, the contemporary 20-something who has kind of like a dead-end job, is sending out resumes to like literally anything, like don't care, like I'll be an assistant to whoever. Yeah, and like doing a job that you kind of don't like and you're like a little bored, but obviously she's like very good at it and could like go places with it. And then it's some kind of like menagerie of
the antiquities.
The antiquities. Archives of like random.
Like the books.
And the
secret library.
And the monsters they collect.
And like the connections that Jessica has that I feel like Bryce takes for granted. Like she just can't be, because she is young, because it's a little more contemporary and she's like written to be a little arrogant in her own way. That doesn't mean she isn't a lot of other things or doesn't have dimension, but it's like she kind of throws around Jessica's clout as if it's her own, and I found that entertaining too. And it's also a very different dynamic, like compared to our other two main Sarah J Maas heroines, Aelin and Feyre. They don't have a boss, right? Like they figure out, they're very much like beacons on their own. And here we have Bryce, who she herself is brilliant and, like I said, reminds me of Aelin, but she is under the thumb of a lot more technically powerful people in this more socially complex context.
That's really true. That's such a good point. That it's, she's under the thumb of Jessica, kind of her parents.
Yeah, she's half Fae, so like her human half makes her less than because she's not veneer, and like because of the technology it's demonstrated that they already know she like barely has any power. We're set up to believe that she is kind of a dead-end person. Like how are we going to root for her or believe in her abilities, or that she even has any abilities at the end of the story when it's been made so perfectly clear from the beginning that she's not that great or she's not all that.
I loved all the mentions of the drop. And I loved it. It was like many people or many beings have done the drop. And so now that you're like immortal or something. Because you've done that. And she hasn't. Right. Because they wanted to wait until they were like super hot.
Yeah.
Like
27.
She and Danika. Yeah. So then they can like stay there forever.
Yeah.
And you need someone to anchor you.
Right.
So it's like basically like you've selected your soulmate. Right. Whenever you want to do the drop. And then they were going to be the soulmates to do it. I know. And then kind of the whole book is just knowing that Bryce is a little bit more vulnerable because she hasn't done the drop. And then, will Hunt be her anchor?
Right.
Like
how will it all come to pass?
Exactly.
Yeah. I loved how it worked, actually.
Me too.
I thought that was amazing. I love that her experience of the drop. Like, when, was it Declan? I know this is fast forwarding to
I think it's fine.
the end, and who cares? If you've read the book, you're hopefully following us.
Right, should we say spoilers?
Yeah.
This is all spoilers.
We assume you've read this book. Maybe even the whole series. But when Declan, I think, recognizes when she's in the city fighting all the demons coming into the city from hell, that's her, it's not endeavor, but it's another word that means it's like a sign that the drop can happen. The ordeal. Anyway, that her like fighting all of the demons was her ordeal that demonstrated she was ready to do the drop.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that there was, oh my God, I missed that there's like a task you have to do before you're ready. Because I was like, Bryce, do the drop now.
Right.
Like, the time is now.
Right.
Be immortal.
Right,
like,
right.
you're very vulnerable to everybody.
Right.
Okay, but you have to do an ordeal. And she was just like, I mean, she was very mentally not in a place for any additional.
Not at all. Hence the time jump too, right? At the horrible tragedy of her best friend's death, that you just had to skip forward because I can't imagine the level of depression or whatever that she experienced, grief that she has still, by the time we meet her again 2.5 years later, she still hasn't fully processed.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
There was so much with Bryce and Danika's friendship that, I don't know, it was like a little surprising. Like, okay, so they are super best friends in the whole world. Mm-hmm. But they met in college. Mm-hmm. And they graduated from college. So they have been together probably, like we would imagine, like 4 years.
4 years, yeah.
Yeah. And just seeing Bryce in the beginning where she's on this like kind of coke bender or like whatever drug it is, bender.
Light seeker.
Yeah. Like on drugs, partying a ton, like texting Danika random stuff, like texting your friends random stuff. It just felt very... I mean, I'm sure that they loved each other and they had gone through a big thing together, but it did feel kind of party girl surface level.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So then later to hear her give up her soul, go to offer to give up her soul to death so Danika wouldn't, something
would be able that her boat basically would make it to the bone quarter and not be tipped over. Yeah.
Yeah, so for all eternity, she gives up her soul because the hell or the death or like the afterlife is like a true place. It's like almost like a planet or something that you go to. And she was going to give that all up for this friend. I remember just being like, what?
Like, is she, why would you think that she's worth your own soul?
Your own soul, yeah. And then, I mean, it hit so deeply to then... the way that it all worked out and Danika comes for her and stuff for that, like it all is perfect, but it did seem like, oh my goodness, like but also very on the seat of your pants the way that you would be operating when you're that age.
I was gonna say like I think it speaks to the youngness of their friendship and who they are at the time. And it maybe also speaks to the fact that Bryce has never had a friend that she could really trust and completely feel safe with. And so even though maybe her friendship with Danika was rooted in a lot of like stupid, superficial stuff, this was the first person who had her back and who didn't let her status as less than veneer get in the way of loving her or caring about her. And even if it is based in something technically vapid like partying, it felt really real for her probably. And that was the realest friendship she had. I think of like, for example, when Hunt encounters Jelly Jubilee and is like, what the hell is this? And Bryce's story about it was like, it was the one thing that made me stand out, and the girls at school were jealous of me, and they wanted to play with me. It doesn't sound like up until that moment she had any close friends. She was also carrying a really big secret about who she was and what she could do and what she was carrying around. And then, how old was she then? Like 10? And she doesn't find another close friend again until she's 18. It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
She must have been very lonely.
Yeah. College was great.
Yeah.
I love that they went to college.
I love that too. And I guess we find out later that she and her brother have a ruptured friendship. So it's like at that point, at Danika's death, she had nobody that she believed loved her that she could rely on. And she lost the one person she thought she had.
I know, but she had her mom.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. But I guess her mom... she doesn't get a sailing. She's just human. Right?
Oh, right.
Like it was, yeah. But I get you. It didn't feel like you kind of questioned her. But I think that was the point too, of being like, really, Bryce? Like, I get that you're sad. I get that your best friend's death was extremely violent and traumatic and not something anyone would wish for. But you're going to give up your own self and soul and sense of worth for that person. Would she have done the same for you? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, probably she would have, it seems.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't tell her everything. Yeah, but...
How do you feel about that? We can talk about that later, but...
I know.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm trying to remember because like when Micah is... The end, when Micah kind of like tells all of his evil plans.
Yeah.
I was like, if I was evil Micah, I might have kept some of this private. Why am I sharing like all my entire thought process of why I did everything?
Hubris. He thinks that he's going to kill her in the end and he's going to get away with everything.
Yeah, so he just wanted to like see the look on her face as he like explains everything bad he did.
Yeah, the big reveal.
Yeah, the big reveal. Like it was all very interesting, but it's like if I was evil, I don't know if I would have done all this. So there were a lot of layers of, oh, like Danika did this to herself, or like no, she didn't. So just like keeping up with all that at the end because it switches so much.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You think, oh my gosh, was she a drug dealer? Oh, she was a drug user. Oh, she was. No, she was trying to stop this drug deal.
Yes.
Who? How? What? Yeah, it's a lot of back and forth. It felt very much like this could become a procedural drama around a murder, you know, and that's definitely part of what made it exciting. And I thought that Sarah J Maas did it really well. Like you know, I guess if we could compare it to the Marvel Universe, like even though there are so many characters in this book alone, you're still able to like really care about them. Like each character makes an impact, from like Therion, the merman.
I loved him.
Yeah. I love that he called her Legs. I want to be called Legs.
I know. I love that like right away he's like so flirty and she's like, okay.
Yeah. This is so playful. And like Lahaba is memorable. Jessica is memorable. Hypaxia memorable. Ruhn memorable. Like Sarah J Maas is somehow able to create like an emotional hook for all of them.
Mm-hmm. I loved Ruhn.
I love Ruhn.
Yeah. I hope he comes back. Like, I mean, he must be in all the books, but I hope he has like a bigger
role.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's I think he's also a great contrast for Bryce, because he's full fae and
the chosen one.
And the chosen one, and much older. Like he's still living the life of a 22-year-old at 80 years old.
I am fascinated with the line ends with you. I mean, I'm sure that this is gonna, because I haven't read the next books.
Yeah.
I'm sure that it comes up, but I really wanted to understand more about that, the whole book.
To be honest, I've forgotten, because
Really?
It's been so long since I read House of Sky and Breath and Flame and Shadow. So we're going to discover it again together.
Yeah, amazing. Because, and so his dad, the Autumn King, doesn't know that.
Yeah.
He thinks it was just like, I'm a fair and just leader or something is
what he
the
lied.
Oracle told. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he knows the line ends with him. So he just imagines he like never has kids and dies before that happens.
Yeah. He's deduced it to either mean he will die before he can procreate, or he has no ability to have children.
Yeah. So it's just, I feel like there's something there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just had a thought. Have you realized that like parents of the main characters, except for Aelin, I guess this is just for Feyre, but that Sarah J Maas has a way of like not naming the parents Like he's the Autumn King. I don't even remember his first name.
I was so interested in him because obviously you feel like it's a nod to Prythian.
Right. Who would you think he cut? My God, words. What?
Who is he?
Yeah. What line? I think he's part of the Autumn Court, obviously.
Right, because he's like a curmudgeon and terrible
and fire.
They're
and
all
red
bad.
hair
Yeah, but it's like I have this vision that Eris is actually good.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, so maybe not.
Yeah.
And maybe Eris doesn't get everything.
Or like that Eris is like a comparison maybe to the Autumn King and how someone can have that level of power and privilege and really turn evil and never have a point of return versus there's maybe a glimmer of hope for Eris.
Yeah.
And
because like you had mentioned, spoiler, that Nesta comes into this.
I did. I'm sorry that I spoiled that for you.
No, that's fine. So I'm like looking for everyone all the time. I don't know which book Nesta comes in or like what the context is. But so it's like they're immortal. So everyone, even though it's like these times, contemporary times, like we could get our characters.
Yeah, exactly. Like she, again, Sarah J Maas has been very masterful about layering everything together and letting things intersect in ways that make sense. Like it's not like a crossover and then it feels forced. It's very, it's necessary for the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it. I like was loving trying to like pick all these things apart. And I feel like if I had finished Throne of Glass, maybe I would see a little bit more, but still so fun.
Yeah. It's like her worlds are just so rich. And I don't know how she holds it all in her head, but
I could not imagine.
No.
I could barely hold this book in my head.
Absolutely. There's so much going on. It's very, very, very dynamic. And I feel like I could spend maybe even a whole episode just talking about Bryce and her relationship between being half Fae and how she actually has developed hatred for the Fae and kind of rejects that part of herself, but that's where her power lies. Like, so fascinating. And this whole outer persona versus her inner reality. I wrote down she is a party girl marshmallow genius because she's, like such a softie on the inside. She tries to play it off like she's hard and cool. And she's also like crazy smart and can come up with so many incredible plans. And I think because she's been underestimated her whole life, she's gotten really good at getting in other people's heads and understanding their motivations so that she survives because she's a survivor, and it's made her very smart and capable.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that like Hunt discovers this too when they're working together and she goes and gets her nails done.
Yes.
It was like that moment where it's like, oh my gosh, like Bryce is doing nothing. This is so annoying. Like Danika's murderers on the loose. Like, and you just are so, I was thinking
shallow.
Like, stuck in her grief or something, like not willing to move forward with it. And then it's like, oh, she knows exactly who she's getting her nails done from. It's like, oh my God, I love this. Like, I love Bryce. But yeah, I feel like she does use that party girl persona to get away with so much stuff.
Right. And to continue to be underestimated so she can actually outsmart the people in power.
Yeah.
That like power doesn't actually give you an advantage as much as like knowing your context, knowing who you're working with, and then knowing how to work the system. Yeah. How do you feel about Hunt?
Oh, interesting one. Like, I know we were saying like, oh, like let's rank him as like a book boyfriend. And I wasn't feeling it for Hunt. What did you feel like?
Okay. Great point. I completely agree. Because the first time I read the book, I was like, he is nowhere near as rich as Rhysand in terms of depth of character and backstory. Like, how do I get behind him? But then I've read this book in particular 3 times. The second time I loved him more. I felt like I could pay more attention to him because I wasn't trying to juggle all of the points of the plot and all of the characters for the first time. And then I read it the third time most recently and listened along with the podcast Book Talk for Book Talk.
I wanted to do that. Yeah. And then they did what we had done in like our first episode and were like, if you haven't read all the books, don't listen to this. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna get spoiled.
Yes,
but I
yes,
wanted to do that. I wanted to listen to Book Talk for a Book Talk.
Yes, and that gave me a much deeper appreciation for him. And again, because it was my third time going through it, I didn't have to worry about being confused about anything. I knew what was going to happen, and I knew the story, so then I could focus on the character. And I do still think he's not the strongest male character, despite his skill set and his actual strength that is depicted in the story. But I don't think he's the strongest because I feel like he is a little bit like a dream boyfriend. Like the fact that he just goes along with it, the fact that he is, he's an alpha hole, but not really. Like he can kind of see the error of his ways pretty quickly. Yeah, I love him, but he's, there are things that I'm like, what a real male, like, is this standing up to reality? Which I know is dumb to say because it's fantasy, but do you know what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And then I feel like this Fae is hundreds of years old. Here is a young person was very pronounced in this pairing. You know, like she's talking to her parents, like fresh out of college, sitting on her couch watching reality TV. And this guy is like a general in the Revolution Army and was like dating the head of the revolution then like she died and he
has been tortured for hundreds of years. Like
he's like a murderer hand,
like an assassin.
It's like, why are you dating this like kind of child?
Right. Like it doesn't add up.
Yeah. I felt like, I mean, I guess it, like I suppose I like their relationship, but it didn't add up to me.
Yeah, I mean, they were fun. I loved their banter. I loved that they understood each other. I loved that they like, there's a line in the book, and I think it's the first book, where Hunt feels like or she feels like, I can't remember, but anything the other throws at, anything she throws at him or he throws at her, they catch it. Like, they're on the same page. They're in lockstep. I definitely get that, and I liked that. But I think because there was so much complexity to the story and the plot, you lose a little bit of the richness of the romance compared to her other series.
Totally. Like, this was like a subplot.
Yeah.
Their romance was like
right.
Subplot. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I guess I really felt it when Micah kind of has him and then he's going to like give him back to, what's her name?
Shahar.
No. Yeah. Or
Sandriel. Sorry.
Sandriel. Yeah. So when they're like giving him back to her and like he's going to live his life kind of being tortured forever by her. Yeah. Like so sad. And that was so sad because like now he has something to lose and you can really feel that and see that. Like that was, then I was like, okay, like I get them, I guess. And how he was like always living in her apartment and like now that's over.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was sad. So I guess I could get it, but it's like, it's not Khan.
No, certainly not Khan. It's not Rhysand.
Yeah.
Yeah. The devotion and the depth of that devotion doesn't fully add up for me, especially like, again, Bryce does that move of like, take me instead. This sort of self-sacrificial pattern that she has that I'm like, girl, come on.
I know.
Learn your lesson. What? Know your worth.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That another time. Yeah, that definitely seemed like crazy 20-something behavior.
Exactly. And it made me, so first of all, I love the character Fury.
Me too.
I love her.
Yeah.
I want to be her.
I know.
And I want the mystery around her to be so, like, I want to know more about her.
Because that's like her friend from college who's now like super powerful. And
it, I don't know if you remember her backstory, but like she was planted in the college, I think, to do an assassination.
Oh, really?
And
then that's so funny.
And then that got like pulled into their friend group. So like, we don't know how old she is, but she's definitely older than she appears. We don't know what her powers are, but she's super powerful, and enough powerful and well-known or notorious enough to even make somebody like Sandriel or Micah pause before messing with her. Like, nobody messes with her.
Yeah.
And so it kind of pissed me off that Fury, like, rescues Bryce from the boat, and when all that shit went down about the drug deal, rescues her, basically tells her how to get over this and be a better person, and Bryce doesn't listen. And I know that's like a device to move the plot forward and to make it more, whatever, compelling, but it actually just pisses me off. Like, why aren't you listening to your smart, capable friend? And then I remember that she basically ignored Bryce for 2 years and was dealing with her own grief. And again, we're not privy to it. So there's a lot going on. It's great, but I think it's hard to achieve the same depth with such an ensemble cast, let's say.
Yeah, so many different characters.
Yeah.
Does it get deeper as the books go on, or do they just add more and more characters?
I would say both.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I think it's a very fun series, and I think I have the tendency to take these things very seriously, and because of the contemporary nature of this book, I would just continue to be light with it to enjoy it at its fullest.
Yeah. I mean, I am so enjoying it.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
I just kept talking to Dave about being like, I love this book.
Yes. The vibe, the overall vibe, and like that last like 10% where when Bryce is doing her drop and Danika meets her, and
I know,
like, when the scene where they're like yelling lighted up at each other, I'm like always, I tear up every time, and so it's beautiful.
So like Danika tattoos the horn,
onto her back,
onto Bryce. So Bryce is
the horn.
Yeah, she's like the final clue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think? What did I think of it?
Yeah.
That was really hard to get behind too. Like, I'm assuming it's a very big, long, intricate tattoo. She just, like, Danika somehow magically was able to grind that thing down, put it into an ink, get her best friend drunk enough to not only not remember, but to also like allow that elaborate thing to be tattooed onto her back. It's a stretch, but it makes me wonder how much she knew about Bryce. It demonstrates Danika's foresight and her own intelligence, but I feel like we don't get enough of Danika because she's gone so early in the book that I'm like, how believable is that? Like, how could she make so many assumptions that so many things were going to happen for this to be the way?
And like, why not tell Bryce stuff?
I know.
Like, yeah, everyone around her, I feel like, is trying to like protect her, and not fully pull her in.
Yeah.
Did Bryce ever tell everyone her true like genealogy or whatever, like her true ancestry?
I think only Danika.
So Danika knew, and then they also had their moment with their quest.
Right. They were trying to free the little animals that were being trafficked.
Yes, and then there's like guns and they like killed people and stuff. And that's like their big friendship moment where together forever. And it's like, okay, you guys have been through a lot. You know that Bryce is holding this like super secret, so she's like trustworthy. Yeah, like why not bring her into the fold a little bit more?
Right. It definitely demonstrates some of Danika's shortcomings and maybe her suspicion or her fear or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot. There are a lot of assumptions, I think, too, that you have to make about certain characters and how they might have felt about something that I find now, after the fact, talking about it, like doubting it or feeling a little suspicious. But the story is so good in the moment, I can let go of all of these sort of current thoughts that I have when I'm reading the book. Yeah. And experiencing it.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
When did you read this originally?
Whenever it first came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My friend Liz, one of my best friends, she got it for me for my birthday last year.
This only came out last year?
Or 2020. 2023. I'm sorry. Yeah, Bo was
Wow.
My youngest was still a baby. Yes. So
no way.
June of 2023, I think.
Wow, what a big deal. I didn't realize it was like so recent. I guess because the ACOTAR books came out like 10 years ago.
Yeah, well, I feel like too Sarah J Maas just like churned this one out for some reason. Like she was super inspired and like...
Yeah, it feels like she really likes this.
Yeah. Just, 3,000 pages.
Yeah, with like, deep character development and like a whole huge world.
Crazy plot.
Meshes with all your other worlds.
Right. It's just wild. Like, go her.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
And then the next book is supposed to be in this series too?
I don't know.
I thought I read that. I don't know. There's a lot of rumors.
Yeah. I assumed she called it ACOTAR 6, so I thought it was...
I feel like I keep seeing... the next one is actually a part of this series, and that's why like people are like, where's ACOTAR 6? But who knows? I
mean, there is an interview where they ask like, are you done with the Crescent City series? Because it's being touted as a trilogy, but there are 4 houses. And she's like, yeah, you never know.
Oh, okay.
So, but I have a feeling like ACOTAR has been asking to be revived, and like that story continued. So that's what I'm hoping for. But I've been wrong many a time. So.
Honestly, like I don't even care. Like
I just want more Sarah J Maas.
I know. I think she's just like such a good, fun writer, like the best writer. Like I'll read whatever.
Yes.
That like this book proved it to me because I was like, oh, contemporary. I don't think so. Cell phones. Yeah. Like no.
She made it work.
She really made it work. Yeah.
And I love that. Maybe because she's so well established in this world that she does not rush. Because I know that was my biggest criticism of hearkening back to Rebecca Yarros' world. Like that was my biggest criticism of her 3rd book, that it was clearly so rushed.
Yeah.
And I've seen a couple of recent interviews where she's like, guys, I am taking my time and my health is my wealth. So thank you everybody for being patient. And I think her fan base agrees. Like, you do good work when you feel good and when you can take your time. And so take your time.
Yeah,
and
take your time.
Like, F the publishers trying to push you. That's dumb. That was dumb, and I'm sorry that happened to you. And also, maybe, if she's done with the whole series after the fact, she could, like, books used to be, like, multiple editions. Like, edit that a little bit. Tighten it up, girl. I'm just unhappy with it, so I'm being critical.
Onyx Storm.
That's not fair, but...
No, I mean, a book a year is like that's huge.
And it's not just a romance, fluffy. Like, it's a complex fantasy world.
Yeah.
So I think a lot was assumed of what could be expected, just because Fourth Wing was so tight and such a strong book.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, so I'm not even done with all of Sarah J Maas, what's currently out. So, like, maybe if I was done, I would be like, get back to your computer, Sarah.
Yeah.
Let's get this out.
Right. You have so much more.
I know. Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. I was really waiting. I didn't want to read the second one in this until after we did this podcast. Yeah, because I don't want to. I feel like when we were talking about ACOTAR, I read Mist and Fury, but then I was already on ACOTAR, and then we did Mist and Fury episode, and I just wanted to talk about ACOTAR.
Right.
So, yeah.
And it gets all muddied.
Totally. So, yeah, I just wanted to read that, and now I'm going to start the second one.
Okay.
I kind of already started it. I think I read like the first chapter or the prologue or something. I'm excited. Yeah. Maybe on the plane next week.
Oh, yes. I'm excited for you. And yeah. I mean, again, this was a good episode, though. I think we covered a lot of stuff that resonated with us, and we can always revisit it if
it's fine.
So thank you for listening. And if you enjoyed House of Earth and Blood and the whole series of Crescent City, if you've read it, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Just as a last thought, like, how fun would it be to have like rereads, like annual rereads of certain series? Like, I know people who do like reread Harry Potter every Christmas or reread Chronicles of Narnia, and like, it makes me realize, like, okay, what series do I love, and what season should I start rereading these?
Well, I was just thinking about that too, because it's like, oh, fall, October, what a fun time to read. Like, everything is so beautiful. This is like witchy. Yeah. Like, what a great time to be reading these books. Yeah. But then it's like November and December, great time to read. Deep winter, great time to read.
Hibernate.
Yeah. And then like summer, it's beachy.
Yeah. Like, it's always a good time to read. Let's be honest.
Reading is the best.
I love reading. So keep reading with us. Thank you for being here. And we will catch you next time for maybe we can do another double whammy and catch up on life and talk about House of Sky and Breath.
Crescent City 2.
Crescent City 2. See us there. And if you want to find us on socials, we're at Fated Friends on Instagram. We have a Pinterest, and our email is fatedfriendspodcast@gmail.com.